Say, look, this is what I do. I make my topics. I try to make my topics in relation to my guests' life force, how they move. She strikes me as the conscious type, the one that was never sleepy. It was never sleepy. It was always wide awake. So, my topic today is, about unification, gentrification, how that affects us, our people. And I thought about the gentrification thing because that is actually going on in D.C. as we speak. It's been going on for a while.
Yep.
And I don't know if everybody's aware of it or even knows what it is. But we're going to get into that. In order to eliminate that, it's going to take a lot of unification. And that is something that we lack in not only in this country, but definitely in this area. That's a humongous deficit of that. And I speak on it a lot, and I probably upset people, but it's okay because, like I said, Daddy told me, if the truth make them mad, good, son.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. The truth gonna hurt somebody. It's always gonna hurt somebody.
Look, I just posted the other day, like, don't fear the truth. Yeah. It makes you uncomfortable. It may make you a little scared, but never fear it. You know what I'm saying? Embrace it. Because the longer you stay asleep, the longer you stay hidden, or, like it's an uncomfortable, truth, or just an uncomfortable facade to make sure that you're comfortable, you're basically evading the inevitable. It's going to come out. So to me, like, it's a lot of stuff I've researched on. It's a lot of things that I've looked deep into, because I'm the type that I want to know for myself. I people tell me things that's great, consider the source, but I like to research myself. And with what I found out the past few years, even in the music industry, you just have to want to know. That's just it. You have got to want to know, because I was talking to her on the train today, and I know she's only 7, but I don't care, because these seeds I'm depositing will, sprout up at some point. But I told her today, this world is set up a certain way, and I don't want to be a pessimist, because we have to stay positive in it, but understand what you're working with. You know what I'm saying? And like I tell her, as far as money, it's worthless paper. If you really do your research, it's worthless. Yeah, it's those in power who have manipulated everything, and we're blinded by everything, so we stay distracted on everything, while they're in the back, door deals and under table deals, putting things in motion, and by the time you realize it or recognize it, it's too late. Because you've been stuck on the P&D challenge. Yeah. And I don't hate, like I said, my fans know, my folks that follow me know, I don't judge people, but I'm like, man, we got more things to talk about. And these challenges, I get people like, well, I'm so tired of, the pain and the seriousness of the world. And I get that, but at the same time, it's like, man, we are so not prepared. Yeah. We are so not prepared for what can come down the pipe. So the only thing my dad always told me, that, it's not to not pay attention or care, have compassion for others, but the only control you have is your bubble. So my bubble really starts with her. So my piece of the pie is teaching her what they didn't even teach me. And I love my parents. My parents, I feel, are the best parents in the world, but I think there's a system in place, a cycle in place to continue to keep us blind. So it goes from one generation to the other. And we focused on the wrong stuff. Where we should be telling them how, let's say, to save. You know what I'm saying? Yep. We should be telling them how, like I told her, you're going to have to understand what you learning in school ain't the real truth. It's not all the truth. Now, I don't want you to get smart with the teacher, and but you can question. By all means, you will never get in trouble for questioning. I don't want a teacher to call me ever to say, well, she's suspended or she's in the principal's office because she asked me a question. She has a right to ask you a question. Yeah. And you shouldn't feel intimidated by her asking you, because then that makes you suspect. But I just feel like there's so much even with the few bullet points you mentioned to cover about us, especially like the unification, and that divide and conquer is real. That divide and conquer is real. And especially like I've been in here a lot of times in different interviews and we talk about the DMV, you know, and the scene of the DMV. So
don't get me started.
We talked about it a little bit.
He looks at me now like, oh my God, Osker D, don't do it.
Yeah. Trust me, we inboxed a little bit about it.
Yeah.
And so I totally understand. And if I could just say something, and I know we're going to dive into it, but to me, what's helped me with the whole hating or crabs in a barrel thing, and where I feel like you have total mental freedom, is when you just do you.
Yep.
And guess what? If one person likes it, I'm good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You have to come to that place of acceptance that, and look, I'm human, so I do get in like, hey, you know, they ain't showing me love, they ain't, you know, we're human, we're in the flesh. But when you can still fight that and just say, you know what is it really about, Janae? What is it really about, Osker? What is it really about? Then you understand if it's for me. Yeah. So if I get no likes, you know what I look at it? It's in the universe. And God is bigger than likes. So to me, it's out there. And the people that are supposed to receive it are going to receive it. Mm-hmm. And that's how you just have to kind of balance that out, you know? Right on. It don't always work, but, you know, for the most part, that's my mantra.
I had to learn, you know, we invest our feelings, we get emotional about our craft. Like, because people don't understand what it takes to do this. Like, this ain't no walk in the park.
Nah, it's not.
We have to create, we put a little bit of ourselves, we leave a little bit of ourselves in everything that we create.
Yep.
That's part of life.
Right.
Growth is a part of the process as well. When we speak about truth, my father told me that, and it evolved into me coming up with this saying. I say, if the truth makes you uncomfortable, then it's worth listening to.
Exactly.
It's worth listening to.
Exactly.
I just want to say this. Speaking on what you were saying about being woke and everything, it's a lot of things, especially in the music industry, that's literally right in our face.
Oh my God!
And everybody just
they don't want to see it.
Decide to ignore it.
They don't want to see it.
Or like just brush it off like, nah, that can't be true. I don't believe that. Ain't no way the world like this. But like, I really hope people wake up one day and really see what's going on. And I don't even want to discuss some things, especially that just recently happened for us in Vegas. I pray for them and everybody.
Yes.
But things are really getting out of hand, and I just want everybody be safe out here. Yeah. Pray, you know.
Yeah.
Hopefully everybody know God
and do the best you can, man. That's it. And that's what goes back to you can control what you control, and outside of that, because I'm feeling without you saying a lot, I'm reading his mind. I'm feeling exactly what he's saying, and it's not easy to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But especially when you do feel, and it's not making you better or us better than anybody else, but when you wake up, you really start to see, like, man, because guess what, 10 years, 20 years ago when I was a big Salt and Pepper Shake fan and this and that, I was seeing what everybody else is saying. There was nothing there but music and we just having a good, man, it's some stuff going on. Let me tell you something, that's why I got rid of TV. That's why I basically look through everything she does. Because, and on my song, I say that you made that, because my song is really, I'm talking to Satan. And basically I'm telling, because I was brought up that, you know, you definitely speak boldly to God. You know, you speak boldly to him, let him know, you know, what your desires are and everything. But my grandmother always told me, which I thought was fascinating, she was like, you know, just like he knows your dreams, he knows your dreams. Just like he knows what you're about to do, he knows what you're about to do. So I wanted to make that song more about talking about what I will do. And I have a line where I say, you made that black box. It's called television. Because we sit in front of this screen all day, guilty as charged, and y'all lie to us all day. And we only use 10%.
Speaking of Satan, I pulled up beside Satan yesterday on my way to work. Stopped at the light right before work. And it was crazy. I was pulling up, and about 50 feet away from the light, we stopped. I look up, it was this black car. I didn't know who was in it. But I was like, why do I sense the devil? So I pull up. It was my ex. She was sitting there, and she looked over at me. I looked at her, and I said, "Not today, Satan, not today."
Terrible.
Woo!
I'm gonna cut this part of it.
I needed that, man. But I'm gonna tell you what. So far, I heard you mention Sexy Cool, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And
I will. Yes.
Yeah.
So
We need to play that.
They hit both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
All right, y'all. They're
I'm
about
just
to
throwing
play
that
it.
out. I'm just throwing that out.
I will. We're gonna start it off.
Start with I will. I think you guys.
I will start off with I will, y'all. Here we go.
With the little remix. Now, you know we had spiritual warfare, and I pray, and I talk to God. Sometimes I gotta let the fallen know. I gotta let them know. I tell them, now go and tell your legion they in for a battle. The world you slaughter and you bind us up like sheep and cattle. Dreams of deception, they sleeping cause it's comfortable. So-called role models already sold their souls to you. And little girls and boys think it's cool to be fools. And the world is cold, so live by the code that money rules. I see it through the penny on my third eye and it's clear. You keep blinding our epiphysis and filling it with fear. God gives us eyesight, it's for a high vision. You made that black box, it's called television. And when I turn on the news, it seems like you're winning. Through my Gemini side, I see double size, I call that 20. From the beginning of the sinning, you keep us distracted. The proof is in your actions, and you need to be redacted. Invert the truth and misconstrue the real with lies. Pervert the mindless, but the righteous is destined to rise. Yeah. He said, you know my purpose is to see God destroy and kill. And I said, I ain't doubt you for a second, that's your mission, and I know that it's real. See, I wish that my people would just wake up from this nightmare, but you know the deal. It's bad, and maybe they won't, but hey, then again, maybe I will. Yeah, I do it for the realest king in this game of life right now, I will. Yeah, I do it for the realest queens in this game of life right now, I will. Maybe for our future generations and our youth right now, I will. I do it for the realest, our legacy depends on us, so yeah, I will. You hear me? I tell them, now go and pop that ish like you usually do. Your dance is so ugly, but your trance looks so beautiful. I give them orgasms, nothing really sexual. I penetrate subliminals, that's something they not used to. You poison masses, and the whole time they laughing. You put death in their hands, and the whole time they clapping. Fishing for information, catching souls with fake bait. I'm here to warn my people, time's up. There's no time to wait, the children really need us. So how you wanna feed us? If our soul is dry, what we planting if we seedless? It's unbelievable your tricks that we be falling for. It's inconceivable, the rich and they be wanting more from the poor. But if you come knocking on my door, I'll fight you till my last breath. Tooth and nail till my death, I'll fight you till I bleed. With hard work, faith and confidence, I'm only trying to be. You can keep the other consonants. Keep them. He said, you know my purpose is to see God destroy and kill. And I said, I ain't doubt you for a second, that's your mission, and I know that it's real. See, I wish that my people would just wake up from this nightmare, but you know the deal. It's bad, and maybe they won't, but hey, then again, maybe I will. Yeah, I do it for the realest kings in this game of life right now, I will. Yeah, I do it for the realest queens in this game of life right now, I will. And maybe for our future generations and our youth right now, I will. I do it for the realest, our legacy depends on us, so yeah, I will. I hope he hears me. He said, Janae, my purpose is to see God destroy and kill. you for a second that you wish it. I know that it's real. See, I wish that my people would just wake up from this nightmare. They know the deal. It's bad, and maybe they won't. But hey, then again, maybe I will. Yeah, I do it for the realest kings in this game of life right now. I will. Yeah, I do it for the realest queens in this game of life right now. I will. See, maybe for our future generations and our youth right now. I will. I will. I do it for the realest, our legacy. Our legacy. I love life. I love life.
That was the best use you could have made of that beat.
Yo, what's up, Caddy?
They moving into sexy pool now, y'all.
Really saying something.
Yeah,
Well, you know, I had to take my
something you
time
don't
on
hear
this
often.
one. But I promise you, it's worth it. Let's go. Everywhere I go, people need to know I always got this flow. I got everything I need. Just happy being me. Living life so free. Yo, Caddy, you had me. And hello when you drop this track. I'ma get my thing off. I'ma get cool stats back. Just cause I'm cool don't mean that I can't cause some damage. When I think of sexy, I see Diane C and Dorothy Dandridge. I'ma make this track real famous. I'ma make it hot, I'ma flame this. I'ma make it sweet like chocolate cookies. You can call me Amos. Don't really care how you take this. I'm bringing peace, why you wanna hate this? I'm building, why you wanna break it down when you should just embrace it? Let's face it, they say, Jay, how you gonna change the game? Well, I'ma bring that class back with no ass crack just for the fame. Just to get a name, I think that shit is lame. So many imitation type of things, they all the same. I'm cool enough to hang with all them tough boys. He calls me BDGC, I make my own noise. Even though I can be calm, no need for long or make things hot, but I will come to your spot and put your work on that chopping block. Oh, everywhere I go, people need to know I always got this flow. Got everything I need, happy being me, living life so free. I don't play by nobody's rules, too smart for you to even fool. Not a stone, I am a jewel, I got my own style, can't be taught in school. I'm cooler than the wind blowing in the tropics. Hey young, I'm about that and I'm true to that, so watch me rock it. They be like, who that chick that gets over 600 hits? On a stylish profile pic, she's fully clothed and ain't showing. Yeah, that girl is sick. Many cannot handle this. Not a group for a grown-ass woman, so yeah, I'm a bit ridiculous. Got a dude who's spoiling me, while the others be boring me. He ain't got nothing to worry about. I'm his queen, so he treats me like royalty. I'm big on loyalty, and a fitted cap and a fitted tee. Yeah, the people want more of me. Oh yeah, they be encoring me. Make them players set up. I make them haters mad. You didn't know I get my sense and swag from my dad. I'ma be a legend. Don't mean to boast, don't mean to brag, but I'll be the coolest and the sexiest you ever had. Everywhere I go, people need to know